Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. So let's talk about this sad news with Michelle Williams. Basically, she broke up with ChadJohnson. It's over. It's finito. It's done. She has to go. And I'm so happy for Michelle Williams that she was able to have the nerve and the courage to actually call it quits, to actually call it an end to this marriage. We don't know if ChadJohnson called quits first and he gave her the opportunity to tell the world that she called it off. Who knows? We don't know that. But all we do know is Michelle Williams is actually saying that she has called the wedding off and she's going to be moving forward and she's going to continue to move forward. And basically, ChadJohnson ain't it. And she's not living in fear anymore. So I'm happy for her that she was able to say it's over, it's finito, it's done, and actually tell the world that she's not getting married to ChadJohnson and actually not living in fear because Michelle Williams, basically, from her Instagram to her Facebook, she is preaching about fear and not living in fear and being fearless. And so for her to be able to announce to the world that her relationship is over because, Michelle Williams and ChadJohnson had their TV show, they've been on interviews together, and everybody's like, oh, she's going to get married. Oh, ChadJohnson stuck beside her when she entered into a mental institution or she entered to get mental health. He's still there with her. Oh, he loves her and all this other good stuff. But she was able to say that this guy wasn't right for me. He's not my soulmate. And she was able to move forward and not feel embarrassed and not feel ashamed because basically, I believe, in my opinion, just my opinion, and I could be wrong, is that I think she rushed in this relationship. She rushed in this relationship with ChadJohnson because she's getting older in age. Her compadres, her friends, and everybody's getting married and have kids, and she doesn't have any kids and she's not married. So then she feels like maybe she's missing out. Probably when she has interviews and people talk to her, you got kids, you got a husband, and then feeling like she has to fit in with society and fit in with everything else. That let me rush. Let me get married. Let me find a partner. Let me find somebody that wants the same things I want. And she might have found ChadJohnson. He wanted the same things that she wanted, but he wasn't good for her. He wasn't a pick for her. He wasn't her soulmate. You know what I'm saying? He just wasn't that, because you can tell by their interaction that there was something off, something very off with ChadJohnson. I don't think he understood Michelle Williams. I think he wanted to. I think he wanted to be there for her. I think he wanted to support her. I think he wanted to do everything else, but he just couldn't because there was something off about him. There was something that just didn't fit. It just wasn't a good match. And ultimately, they broke up and it's over. And it all could be just for ratings, could be for a TV show, it just could be for the talk of the town. But it doesn't seem like he was a good fit for her. And it doesn't seem like, he should have been with her because, sometimes when you enter into a relationship and maybe you do have struggles, maybe you do have problems, maybe you do have some you're mentally unstable, but not to a fault where you can't, continue to maneuver yourself around in life. And maybe you may have some heartbreak, you have some depression, but sometimes when you have a new love, a new lover, a new man, a new somebody, a new somebody you getting along with, a new somebody you getting it on with, a new somebody that you're having conversations with, sometimes that can help with the depression. Sometimes that can help with you being unstable. Sometimes you just click back into, oh shit, this person is good for me. This person understands me. This person's not judging me. This person is there for me. I can feel the connection. I feel like I belong to them. And then on top of that, when you are unstable, when you're having a breakdown, or when you don't feel like, you're stable and you're with your partner, sometimes they can bring you back to reality. Sometimes they can bring you back to life, bring you back to reality. And sometimes just having your soulmate, having the right person in your circle, and the right person with you can change all of that sometimes. But it seems like, ChadJohnson wasn't able to do that for Michelle Williams because I don't think they were meant to be together. And he just didn't seem like her type. He didn't seem like the type of guy that she wanted to be with. And it has nothing to do with his race or his nationality or anything like that. He just seemed like he was way off in left field. And you can't have two people that are way off in left field together because they can never come together. So if maybe one person is way off in left field and you got one in center field, the center field can usually get the one way off in left field back to center field and make the relationship work and get the person comfortable that's in, center, that's in, left field, all the way out in left field, somewhere all the way out in Kalaho land. And it seems like ChadJohnson didn't have the equipment or the tools to deal with a woman like Michelle Williams. Not at all. And sometimes you need somebody that you can identify with, somebody that knows something about psychology, somebody that knows something about life, somebody knows that something about experience, somebody that knows something about you, somebody that knows how to comfort you and make you feel easy, somebody that knows how to deal with panic attacks, somebody that knows how to deal with something with people being nervous and shaky and on shaky ground sometimes, because you need people that have knowledge sometimes as well when you're in a relationship, because they can understand what you're going through when you can't even explain it, or when you're ashamed of yourself because you experience these, different feelings that make you unstable or make you feel like you're on shaky ground. Sometimes you need somebody that is very grounded in a relationship to keep you grounded too as well. Somebody got to be grounded in a relationship. It just can't, somebody got to be grounded. And it seems like, Michelle Williams do have some issues, and Michelle Williams do have some problems too as well. But once she connects to the right soulmate, she'll be all right. She'll be all right too as well. I mean, when I say the right soulmate, somebody that's not with you for your money, somebody's not with you for your fame, somebody's not with you because they want to conquer you, somebody that's not with you for like all the minuscule, the minute things in life, but somebody that's actually with you because they can feel that you are their soulmate. Just like Will Smith said that Jada Pinkett Smith was his soulmate. He felt from the moment that he should have been married to her. He felt from the moment that he should have been with her. And he never wanted to leave her because he felt like she was her soulmate. And that's the type of stableness that you need, especially Michelle Williams, because of all the trials and tribulations she has been through, being on top, and then being like a guest host, doing gospel music, having her own album, and then just not having children and not being married, and people judging her on that. People judging her because she doesn't have this and she doesn't have that. And she feeling inadequate because the pressures are on her and people are looking at her and not reaching the success that she probably wanted to reach after Destiny Child. So she need a man that is strong arms, strong back, strong wisdom, strong knowledge. And ChadJohnson wasn't it. So I'm glad she made the greatest decision of her life, was to leave this dude. And she wasn't fearless. She left him. So ChadJohnson, I wish you great of luck. And you're going to find the right person that you need to be with and you want to be with. But Michelle Williams, I believe your soulmate will be there in 2 years. He's coming along, girl. He's watching. He sees you. He knows you. You're going to bump into him when you don't even know it, girl. Because you deserve it. And I believe that you are honestly a good person. Forget all the fame and the success. I believe that you are a good person. Peace. I'm out. One love.